Royal rockets. Ukraine troops hail Brit anti-tank missiles, sending Putin's invasion into disarray, and thank the Queen for deadly gifts. Ukrainian soldiers have thanked Britain and the Queen for sending anti-tank weapons to them. One trooper called the deadly equipment a beautiful thing, while another urged for more toys like these to be sent. The UK has sent 3,615 anti-tank NLAW weapons to Ukraine to help its defense against Vladimir Putin. One soldier from the Sumy region addressed a camera while standing among the wreckage of a Russian tank. He said in the CBS clip, "We hit it thanks to the gifts from Her Majesty the Queen. Give us more toys like these and there will be more destroyed tanks." Civilians also ask for them, but we cannot give NLAW to every Ukrainian, though we would like to. Another soldier added, "This one was shot from this beautiful thing. And I want to say a big thank you to our British comrades helping us." Britain is also planning to send Ukraine the fastest surface-to-air missiles in the world. Defense Secretary Ben Wallace told MPs the Starstreak high-velocity portable missiles will be handed over to help shoot down Russian military aircraft. Traveling at over 3 times the speed of sound, each one splits into 3 darts to puncture armor before warheads detonate. The Belfast-made missiles can be shoulder-mounted or attached to a vehicle. Mr. Wallace said, "This system will remain within the definition of defensive weapons, but will allow the Ukrainian forces to better defend their skies." He added that small consignments of Javelin anti-tank missiles would be supplied to Ukraine. These longer-range missiles can strike targets up to 2.5 kilometers away. And the NLAW anti-tank weapons given to the Ukrainian forces have been used with devastating effect during the war so far. In one instance, a convoy of Russian tanks was filmed being ambushed by brave Ukrainian troops using the anti-tank missiles. Footage showed one rocket making a direct hit against Putin's war machine. Fight for KYIV. Brave Brit fighters join Ukrainian troops in makeshift trenches as they arm themselves with WW2 machine guns. Brave Brits joined Ukrainian troops in World War I-style trenches yesterday, with one local veteran digging in with a Soviet-made World War II machine gun. As many as 400 fighters from the UK, many of them ex-servicemen, but some with little or no military experience, have traveled to the Ukraine since the invasion. On the edge of Kiev they wait with locals for Vladimir Putin's war machine to roll into Kiev. A 22-year-old, who gave his name as Neil, told The Sun, "I'm here to defend a place that has welcomed me. This is like home. I was planning on moving here. I'm ready to fight and I'm prepared to die if that's what it takes." Rob, a 61-year-old grandfather from Scotland, said, "This is everyone's fight. Putin will not stop here. If they come in the city we make it as difficult and as hard a life they've ever had. They can come into the city, but they will never occupy it. They're like the Lord of the Rings orcs trying to invade Middle-earth." Metal tank traps called hedgehogs pepper once bustling main roads, blockades of tires and sandbags are commonplace, and cases of Molotov cocktails have been prepared for battle. One Ukrainian soldier said, "We've been here for 2 weeks. We wait for the Russians." The trenches zigzag the outskirts of the capital, now also fortified with British Javelin surface-to-air missiles. In one, a DP-28 Degtyaryov machine gun dating from 1943 is ready for action once more. A Ukrainian calling himself Ronnie said, "I am almost 57 years old, and was at war in the Donbass in 2014. When the enemy came to my land I again took up my weapon, and I must be here to fight them. They were made to last. It's a perfect gun." Winston Churchill once said, "The fascists of the future will call themselves anti-fascists." As we see, he was right with the Russians. They kill civilians, they shoot hospitals, they shoot houses. What is it if not fascism? Braced in waiting. Former British Royal Marine Commando Emil Gesson, now a documentary maker, said, "Trenches make us think of the First World War, and it's weird to see them, but in 2022, but they're a proven part of defense. That first line of trenches is about 1 kilometer away from the Russian positions. Behind that there are further trenches and escape routes into the city if they get overrun. Everyone is prepared to fight. They're braced and waiting for the Russians to come in." Emil 40 added, "They have anti-tank rocket launchers, but are all very proud of their old gun. They're combining new technology with the old school, and they're ready to protect the city." Until 2 weeks ago many were bankers, cooks, architects, or taxi drivers. Now they're fighters and they'll fight to the death. Fierce fighting is already raging northwest of the capital with the bulk of Russian ground forces now only 15 miles from the center. A 40-mile-long Russian military convoy appears to have dispersed, fanning out into surrounding towns and forests. They could try to encircle Kiev ahead of an attack to wear down defenses, or they could regroup ahead of a mammoth ground offensive. Ukrainian snipers vow to cover every street corner and high-rise. Yuri Biryakov, head of Ukraine's Phoenix Wings, said, "We will fight from every window, we will fight from every basement. We have enough anti-tank missiles thanks to our allies in the United Kingdom and the United States. They will lose tanks in every street, every block, every set of crossroads." Very long battle. Matthew Bulleg, a researcher at Chatham House think tank, predicted, "This is going to be a very long battle of attrition. This is going to be an atrociously casualty-heavy battle and a siege, the likes of which we have rarely seen in modern history." Ex-NATO chief Rose Gottmeller reckons Putin's forces have been weakened by Ukraine's resolve. She told BBC Radio 4's Today program, "I think the Russians threw at Kiev some of their most elite forces to begin with. They were hoping for a lightning strike to basically assassinate President Zelensky, take out the government in Kiev, and have a quick victory. But it didn't work out that way, and they ended up stalling on the highway outside of Kiev. Now we've seen those forces disperse into the woods. But I'm wondering frankly if they have the ability to regroup at this point because their logistics are in such bad shape. They don't really have the fuel supplies they need for a push onto Kiev. So I'm rather skeptical that they will gain much success in an assault on Kiev, at least with those forces." Private U.S. satellite firm Maxar showed Russian troops firing artillery toward residential areas. Multiple homes and buildings were on fire and widespread damage was seen throughout the town of Moshchun, northwest of Kiev. Widespread damage and impact craters have been seen in the northwest of the city and fires continue to burn at Hostomel Airport. Last night Nick Reynolds, a warfare analyst at London's Royal United Services Institute, warned, "It's ugly already, but it's going to get worse."